Today we are out in the middle of nowhere at what is quite possibly the weirdest place in Florida.
But there's actually a really cool town around 20 minutes from here that has some fun and unique things to do.
So after we show you around here, we're going to take you over there to meet some animals, get out on the water, and of course eat some delicious food.
Now, in case you're new here, we're Jamie and Skylar, and while we visited some pretty strange Florida spots on this channel, Solomon's Castle may be the strangest, and we're going to show you why right now. One of the stranger things about this old Florida landmark has to be its location, which lies deep within rural Florida citrus country, well over an hour from any major Florida city, and over 20 minutes from the nearest grocery store. We arrived at the property around 10, not long before the very first tour of the day, which cost $35 for adults, with discounted rates for children, seniors, and veterans.
From our research, you cannot purchase tickets ahead of time, and they do not accept credit cards, so you want to make sure you have cash or a check.
To purchase tickets, you'll have to go through a boat in the moat and a whimsical courtyard, and at the back of the courtyard is where you'll find the ticket counter located within a gift shop.
So we're here and it's about 9:55 on a Friday morning. There's probably about 20 people here total, so I'm assuming on the weekends it's probably busier.
In addition to some really cool decor and souvenirs, the gift shop is also where you'll find an ATM, just in case you forget to bring cash or your checkbook.
So from the website, it sounds like the outside grounds of the castle are free to access, but if you want to go inside the castle, that's what you have to get the tickets for to do the tour. You could purchase a second tour that takes you to other areas, but because we want to head on to our next destination, we just went with the traditional tour. So bad news, at the start of our tour, we found out that you can't actually take any photos or videos inside of the castle due to insurance reasons. Now, since we couldn't take any photos or videos inside, we'll tell you a little bit of what we learned during the tour while we show you some footage of the castle and the property.
Now, if you're like me, you're probably expecting an activity like this one to be more geared towards children, but when we got here, we were kind of surprised to find that almost everybody on the tour was actually older than us. In addition to that, a lot of the information shared and a lot of the jokes were definitely more geared towards adults, and while there were a couple kids on our tour, they seemed to be kind of bored, so if you do want to bring your kids, I think they might find it somewhat interesting, but I think the adults will enjoy it more.
Now, most of the rooms that we toured inside of the castle were filled with works of art. Something we learned about Mr. Solomon is that he didn't throw anything away. He literally saw art in everything. So it was very interesting to see all the different items that went together to create some of his sculptures and works of art. Something else we learned is that there's a small percentage of people who can see 3D images in their minds, and Mr. Solomon happened to be one of those people. So that meant he didn't need photos or drawings of his works of art. He was able to envision them in his mind and then bring them to life.
Now, if you have a little time to kill before or after your tour, they do have a restaurant called The Boat in the Moat. It's a home-style cooking type menu, and I can tell you it does smell really good in there, but we have a lunch spot identified in Arcadia that we're really excited for, so we'll see you there next.
While Solomon's Castle may not be close to any major Florida metros, it is less than half an hour from the city of Arcadia, and the drive there is a beautiful one. Perhaps best known for its annual All-Florida Championship Rodeo, Arcadia sure has no shortage of small-town charm and delicious dining options. But one Arcadia lunch spot was rated better than the rest, so we had to give it a try.
So we knew this place was going to be good because it's rated 4.8 on Google, but I think we were both even more impressed when we got inside because it seems like you're eating in an old farmhouse. Now, it looks like this place specializes in sandwiches, soups, and yerba mate teas. We went with two of their signature sandwiches, the deli rose as well as the turkey pesto. We also got a mango mate. Now, we are really glad we got here when we did because there are no more tables left.
So I went with the deli rose. It comes with roast beef, corned beef, pepper jack cheese, provolone cheese, veggies, and the bun it comes on looks amazing. Yeah, the bread is fantastic, the meat is tender, and I forgot to mention it comes with a homemade red sauce. You can really taste that sauce, and it's great.
Now this is their turkey pesto. I think there's provolone and Swiss on it, as well as a bunch of veggies and their homemade pesto sauce. The flavor of that pesto is absolutely fantastic. And this bread, I'm not sure what kind it is, but it's delicious too.
Now, one staple of old Southern style restaurants that I always love is cornbread, and they did have it on the menu here. This cornbread actually has jalapenos and cheese in it, I believe. It traditionally comes with the chili, but they did let me order it separately. That's a very different type of cornbread. Almost no sweetness in there, but you can really taste the cheese and the jalapeno. It's not overly spicy, just a little bit. It's different, but I like it a lot.
Now, while the food and service at the Yellow Deli were both fantastic, we did experience something a little unusual, as the staff gave us some literature and invited us to 2 communal living events, which made us feel a little bit like we were being recruited for something. It wasn't until doing some research after leaving that we learned the owners and staff are part of a communal group which has an unconventional way of living, so we would recommend doing your own research before deciding if this is an establishment you'd like to visit. Our next couple of activities took us to the southwest part of town, where you'll find Jungle Doria's Wildlife Park and Peace River Airboat Tours and Charters. We started out at the Wildlife Park as we had a date with some animals, including Alvin, the sweet capybara, and Shawnee and Bassan, who are acrobatic lemurs. Entrance to the park to see the animals is $8 for adults and $5 for kids, and up-close animal experiences can be booked at an additional cost. As soon as we entered the park, we were greeted by these friendly tortoises.
I didn't know that a tortoise can feel when you touch them due to nerve endings in their shell. Of course, Skylar's already in there. So sweet. Oh my gosh, Skylar, they are all like coming to you. Oh, hi.
After spending time with the tortoises, we met up with Krista Lynn, who was ready to introduce us to Alvin the capybara. Capybaras are large rodents which are native to South and Central America. They typically live in groups, but unfortunately, Alvin was bullied out of his herd by his brothers, Simon and Theodore, which is why he now has a wonderful home here at Jungle Doria's. We learned that capybaras are aquatic and have webbed feet. They spend a lot of time soaking in the water, similarly to hippos. Alvin loves to swim, and he also loves corn. After Alvin was done eating his favorite snack, he was then willing to eat his lettuce and apples.
Yeah, good stuff. Yeah. So we just learned that's a scent gland. They produce a substance that they rub along trees to mark their territory. Look at what I got.
A lot of people say that he feels like a hawk.
Really?
Yeah, he does. Absolutely. Very coarse hair.
I would also say it feels like a broom.
After saying goodbye to Alvin, we got to say hi to many of the other residents, including E.T. the macaw, porcupines, a laughing kookaburra, Dale, the largest gator we've ever seen, and some emus.
So this is John the emu. He's the friendliest of the bunch, as you can tell. Seems very curious. May or may not want to eat Jamie's hat.
Next, it was time to meet Shawnee and Bassan, 5-year-old sisters who happen to be twin lemurs. We learned that lemurs are primates from Madagascar.
Whoa.
We were so impressed with how effortlessly they jumped around onto the various platforms and sometimes even onto people. Initially, they were a little hesitant to climb on our arms and shoulders, but were more than willing to eat snacks out of our hands. And as soon as we took our hats off, they were much more curious.
You think she's got another shoulder? Oh, hey. Yeah, I can hold both of you. Nibbling on my finger. Yeah. Come on.
Yep, there you
Yeah.
go. Yeah. Hanging out with Skylar.
As we share a little more of our time with Bassan and Shawnee, we do want to mention that Jungle Doria's is family run, and from our visit, it was clear that the Doria family is passionate about caring for all the animals who call the wildlife park their home. So if you want to plan your own visit, or just want to follow along to see what the animals get up to, then be sure to follow Jungle Doria's Wildlife Park on Instagram and Facebook.
After spending a lot of time with those animals, we have finally made it over to the other side of the property, which is where you can meet for a variety of excursions, including the airboat tour that we're going to be going out on in a little bit. But some of the other excursions that you can consider are swamp buggy tours, horse tours. You can also go on a fossil recovery excursion where you go into the riverbed and look for things like shark's teeth and other fossils. We should also mention you can rent canoes from the Canoe Outpost, which is the same company that we rented from whenever we paddled the Little Manatee River.
We booked our airboat tour online ahead of time at peacerivercharters.com and are glad we did because our airboat was full. The airboats are quite loud and zip around pretty fast, so we were very thankful they provide ear protection.
That's where we just came from. That's where we're waiting for all the excursions. I already spotted our first gator. These airboats can hold up to 10 people. So Skylar and I got to sit on either side of the captain.
Once we cleared the bridge, we were off to enjoy the Peace River and look for gators.
There's supposed to be another gator up here on the bank. Oh, I see him now. It took me a moment, but there he is.
We had gone with a 4 p.m. tour, and since it was later in the day, the ride was a bit chilly, so if you visit in the winter, be sure to bring a jacket. Our captain was a pro at spotting the gators.
Here's this guy, just hanging out in the sun. There's 2 more back here. Got another gator. I don't even think I've been able to get them all on camera.
Oh, I get on that little beach right
Another
there.
small one there.
Right up in there.
Yeah, this is Gator City. We're getting even closer. There's a big gator up on the hill.
Looks like 11 or 12 feet. That's a good day.
Captain's thinking 11 or 12 foot.
Like 12.
There he is. Oh, there's some baby alligators. Oh, it's so cute.
While we were here during the dry season, we were still surprised to learn that this time of year, the river in this area of Florida is only about 1 foot and 2 inches deep on average. The tour we booked was a 50-minute airboat ride, and the tickets ranged from $37 to $52. The tour explored the lower Peace River south of Arcadia. Even though the boat got going pretty fast and at times zigzagged around, we found the ride to be very comfortable. If you're interested in spotting gators and birds from the comfort of a boat, or just want to get out on the water, we would recommend booking a tour with Peace River Charters. We thought the price was reasonable and absolutely enjoyed our very first airboat experience. Something else we should mention, if you do book a tour with Peace River Charters, then you do get to access the wildlife park for free.
So we just finished up our airboat tour and it was really loud on that boat. We were sitting on both sides of the captain right above the engine, and we actually even had to wear earmuffs. But as you can probably tell, we had a ton of fun. Our captain got that boat moving pretty good, and we saw more alligators than we could count, and I think we were also both really impressed by how pretty that river is. The sky just reflects off the water, the surrounding vegetation is really green, and the beaches are actually really nice too. They're a very light tan color and they look to be really clean. We would definitely love to get back out on this river, but maybe next time on a canoe or kayak.
Before heading back into town, we couldn't resist saying hi to just a few more animals.
I really want this llama to get closer, but I have no idea how you call a llama. If you know, let us know in the comments.
Skylar's asking me how to call a llama. I don't know the answer because the llama's way over there. So after being in the sun over the last few hours, we needed a pick-me-up, and that has brought us to the historic downtown area for some coffee. Now this area is known for its antique stores, and over 370 of the buildings down here are on the National Historic Registry. You don't get more old Florida than that. So we really love the vibe of this place. It's got a bunch of natural light and it's decorated with plants everywhere. It also stays open later than a normal coffee shop. The coffee is really good and it's right next door to the place we're hoping to end our night at. But first we have to go grab some dinner.
So the weirdness of this day has continued with our dinner spot. First off, we're not even entirely sure what this place is called. Also, we had a really hard time finding the place because it's tucked away in the corner of this kind of rundown strip mall and they have no signage whatsoever. But we know oftentimes the best food spots are located in very unassuming places, and also this spot has some pretty good reviews on Google, so we're gonna give it a shot.
Right away, we got diner vibes from this spot, with a mural of the town on the wall and an impressive spread of desserts to choose from. They did have a chowder on the menu, so of course, Skylar had to try it.
So the first part of our meal to come out was the soup of the day, which today is a seafood chowder. My first bite had shrimp, clams, and scallops in it. It is delicious.
So I got their fried chicken.
Sounded really crispy.
Yeah, very crispy. I like it.
So this sandwich consists of steak and bread and nothing else, I don't think, but I'm okay with that. Yeah, it's an incredibly simple sandwich, but the steak is tender and well seasoned. The bread is fresh and soft. It's great.
And we are so glad we tried Champs 3. We did confirm that it is Champs 3. It's a mom and pop shop, and the family who runs it is from Rhode Island, and Champs 1 and 2 were located there. Now, we did really love our food, and we wish we would have saved room for dessert because their dessert display case looked incredible. Now, we also have to mention, if you like Italian food, then this would be a great spot because the table next to us ordered the tour of Italy. Not only was it big and looked amazing, but they confirmed it was delicious too.
So our last stop of the night brings us back here to the historic downtown area where the Neon Moon Saloon is located in the arcade right behind me. Now this is one of the few spots in Arcadia that's open late. It's known for line dancing and country music, and tonight they have a live musician.
And here is where we're going to leave you for today. We hope you had fun exploring this lesser-known area of Florida with us. If you enjoyed this episode, we'd love for you to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. Thanks for watching!